Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for inviting me to this conference about walking. I have already had my own experience from walking in the city. It happened Sunday morning. A friend of mine living here in Hong Kong made me walk or climb all the way up to the peak, or I think it's called the Victoria's Peak or the Peak, and then run all the way back to his place. I guess that's the reason why I don't feel my legs anymore. But I will forgive him because it's not his fault. I think it tells you more about my physical shape than it tells about Hong Kong as a walking city. And it's definitely worth it because the view from there was absolutely stunning, and I recommend all of you to go visit if you have the opportunity. For those of you who are from another part of the world than Hong Kong, I'm just gonna mention a few things about MTR and who we are. MTR is one of the leading global railway companies with around 11 million journeys every single day. We operate, develop and build metro, commuter and high-speed train systems and the surroundings, such as infrastructure, stations, homes and shops. We are represented on 3 continents, and we are responsible for 10 systems in the world. We were founded here in Hong Kong in 1975, and we were publicly listed on the stock market year 2000. The Nordic countries, Sweden, Denmark, Norway and Finland, have been highlighted as one of the most important areas for the company's future growth and expansion. Like I said, we operate 10 systems on 3 continents. Here in Asia, we operate the Hong Kong and Shenzhen systems. We operate 3 metro lines in Beijing and also the metro in Hangzhou. In Australia, we operate the Melbourne commuter train system, and in Sydney we are part of a new development of a commuter metro system. In London, in UK, we are going to operate the new Crossrail system linking the east part of London with the west. And in Stockholm we have been operating the metro system since 2009 and will continue doing so at least until 2024. And from December this year, MTR will also operate the commuter train system in Stockholm, a contract that will last for 14 years. We also operate a strictly commercial open access line between the 2 largest cities in Sweden, Stockholm and Gothenburg, since last year. Our vision is quite clear. We aim to be a leading multinational company that connects and grows communities with caring service. This is the vision we always carry, regardless if we are talking about the Metro of Stockholm or the Melbourne commuter train system. We are always carrying this vision with us. And this is, by the way, a photo of Stockholm. The blue trains, let's see if this works. Those are the metro trains in Stockholm. And the red one here is the open access line, MTR Express. And behind this, or in front of, I don't know, is the commuter trains. So we have all 3 trains here in the same picture. Our mission is to simplify everyday lives with smooth journeys, attractive and functional station areas, and caring service. And we have 4 core values. The first one is excellent service. We engage and we're trying our best to understand our customers' needs so that they can contribute to make their everyday lives and travel easier. The second one is continuous improvements. We do question ingrained habits and we aim to become better all the time. The third one is mutual respect. We're open and receptive. And the last one is measurable results. Safety is always something that we don't compromise with. That's the basic. Except from a safe journey, we strive to offer satisfied employees, satisfied customers, reliable, sustainable, and efficient production. The Stockholm metro system has 3 lines, 100 stations, and a bit over 100 kilometers of track, and around 1.2 million passengers on a weekday. Like I said, our contract with the county council, with Mr. Tamsons here, is 8 plus 6 years, and we started in November 2009. And the total track length makes Stockholm the 6th biggest metro system in Stockholm, after London, Madrid, Paris, Berlin, and Barcelona. We have done some major improvements since we took over the operation back in 2009. Last year we had the highest punctuality level in the metro's history, with an average of almost 98%. The satisfied employee index went up from 92 from a very low number. And we are being more efficient. We are having more departures, but with fewer trains. And the general customer satisfaction is at its highest level in the metro's history as well. It's around 80%. For the good results we have achieved so far, we have received the Swedish Quality Award, which was a great honor and proved that we have done something quite amazing during the last years. So, a safe public transport system. A common goal for all partners of public transports is to increase the total number of journeys. One key factor is to feel safe from door to door. Almost 30% of the Stockholm population have rejected public transports because he or she has experienced insecure situations. And many of those along the way to or from a metro station. Research tells us that around 60% of all crimes are committed within 500 meters from a metro station. And this is of course not a good thing, and we therefore started to cooperate with others in order to improve the situation and make public transport as attractive as it should be for everybody. The first thing we did was that we, in cooperation with the Foundation for a Safer Sweden, Tryggare Sverige in Swedish, tried to define what safety or security in the public transport system is. The Foundation, MTR, and other partners define it like this. Safety is a traveler's perception of his or her own security inside the public transport system and its surroundings. So when we had the definition of safety, we started asking questions to people during a period of 5 months. The group asked all kinds of questions about safety issues. After a number of interviews, the group identified several problem areas and suggestions what could be done to improve things. The work ended up in a long list of all kinds of things that could be improved. And the group also created an index where the issues such as social control, lighting, facility management were the most important factors. And the group rated all the visited places with points after a special kind of calculation model. I will show you some examples. In Alby, south of Stockholm, the group took notice of a place like this, for example. It has a low social control, meaning very few people, which makes people feel insecure. And the bad lighting is where the trees are. Another example, also from Alby, the very same area. Well, the trees are not a very big problem here, but in total it's not a very good place to spend time when it's dark outside. There's no people, at least no one you can spot from distance. It's bad lighting, it's very dark, and the facility management is not working. The graffiti on the wall had been there for a very long time. This is another place, Bredäng, also south of the city center of Stockholm. Here the group rated the presence of the hot dog stand very high in terms of social control. People felt more secure because the hot dog stand means better lighting, and more people in the area around the hot dog stand increases the perception of being safe. So that's a very easy solution. More hot dog stands. And this is another subway in Bredäng. The lighting is actually pretty good, but the lack of people meaning low scores when it comes to social control. So we defined what a safe journey really means to people. We located places where people feel unsafe or insecure, and we identified what kind of problems the locations had. And finally, we constructed action plans for each place, and at this moment we are implementing the plan step by step. So, some final conclusions. Walking is part of the public transport system, we think. We walk to our bus, to our metro, and to the platform when we are on the inside of the transport system. Traveling in a city should be safe everywhere. If we want people to use public transports instead of cars, safety must be a guarantee. The lack of facility management and lighting could stop people from using public transports. These things matter. And cooperation is a key factor to success. An operator like MTR could never alone maintain complete safety outside the actual public transport area. We must work together with other parts of society, such as police, city planners, local business people, in order to create an environment where safety comes first. Thank you very much for listening.